Well, this has been a long time coming, and many of you have asked for this. You have seen on many of my videos the use of an interactive timeline that I built. I did this for my own study and to help illustrate a few points in specific videos, but many of you wanted access to the timeline directly, so I began to build it out to what I consider to be a suitable level. I'm now ready to share it with all of you, but my first disclaimer is that this is all my opinion based on my own personal study and nothing more. Second, there are some things in here that you probably haven't seen or heard before, and perhaps they are put in an order or context that you aren't used to seeing. This is not by accident. Most of those are explained in the various videos that I have created, and I have put those videos into the sections within the timeline. So if you have questions about something, watch the videos because the answer is probably in there. If people send me emails asking questions that I've already answered in videos, it's likely that you're not going to get a reply. If you believe the second coming could happen at any time, you can find a lot of evidence to support that. But if you are truly researching the topic, you would also have to ignore a lot of stuff to support your belief. I would invite you to go into this topic of the second coming timeline and more specifically the sequence of events with an open mind. Don't have preconceived ideas about when it will be, but rather just trying to understand all of the things that need to happen up into and through the second coming. Next, I call this a timeline, and I guess it is, but the only dates listed in here are those in the past. I don't know when these future events will occur, and I'm not trying to predict the dates of any future events. I'm just trying to understand the sequence of events that are required to take place prior to and through the second coming of Jesus Christ. Like Christ himself said, watch and pray. This timeline will never be a finished project. Think of this as a living timeline. I hope that over time more content and events can be added. It wouldn't surprise me if events move around some. There are topics I haven't studied at length yet, and it is likely that they will further shape the timeline. Because of this, I'll keep a running list of enhancements here, so if you come back to this from time to time and want to see what has changed, you can get a summary there. There are some topics I plan to create a video for at some future point. Those are areas I've shaded in gray, but know while they're in gray that they are under construction. Also notice this drill down area here called more important topics. I don't mean additional important topics. I mean these topics in many ways are more important than the second coming timeline. Listen, I know that understanding the events around the second coming can be exciting, but the vast majority of those, while interesting, are not going to get you closer to heaven. Many of these other more important topics will. They are more gospel and doctrine related, and if studied, I believe can bring you closer to your Savior. If I could ask anything of you, my friends, it would be to spend more time in these topics than you do on the last day's topics. Notice these bar lengths. There is a reason the bar is this long. That is how long it had to be to hold the words 3.5 years or 1/2 hour of silence. They are not accurate lengths based on any measurement. My daughter started measuring back from the "we are here" to figure out how many years we have left. Don't do that. If you have some gospel material that you feel should be added to this timeline, please email it to me at gospellessons1@gmail.com. I would ask that you include the source of the material, and for the purpose of this timeline, I only want to use the highest quality sources, being the scriptures, Joseph Smith, and modern day prophets while they were prophet. I know this is a little strict, but if you loosen it up from there, you start finding a lot of conflict in personal opinion and stretched interpretations. There is plenty of content across those sources that I mentioned, so let's just use those so that we can be as accurate as possible in the sequence of events. I designed this to be directionally sound and sequentially accurate. In other words, I feel pretty good that this takes into account the major events spoken of, and they have by and large been put in the right sequential order. It may not be 100% correct, but it is as best as I know at the moment. But like I said earlier, this could change over time. Now a bit on navigation. This timeline will be very difficult to use on your mobile phone. It is designed for a PC, and I would strongly suggest using a PC if you're going to spend much time here. One big advantage of a PC is with the mouse. You can double click or use the scroll wheel to zoom in and out on whatever section that you want. This way you can hop around to your favorite topics and study. If you are on a mobile phone or a TV, you may be forced into hitting each element in a slideshow fashion step by step. This is simply a limitation of the browsers and interfaces of those devices, so a computer will be much, much better. This presentation is using software called Prezi. It is a free presentation service available on the internet. I didn't write it. I don't have any control over it. If it gets too slow or sluggish or something, it may mean that too many people are using it. So let's all hope it works well, and if you have issues, I would suggest trying it during an off-peak time. Lastly, I've mentioned this before, but let me say it here again. If you like this content or any uplifting content on YouTube, please like and subscribe, comment, and turn on alerts. The YouTube algorithm sees you doing this and presents the same content and similar content to other people on YouTube. So it seems weird, but if you like, subscribe, and comment in a meaningful way, it is helping to share the gospel with others. Believe it or not, I've seen the analytics, and when people do that, it makes a big difference. I'm not saying you have to do it on any of my videos unless you want to, but if you see uplifting content as Latter-day Saints, we should try to promote that content as best we can. The opposite type of content is quickly overrunning everything good. That's it. I hope you find it useful. Thanks again for watching these videos.